What is up, guys? And today we are doing another game. Winds of Fortune by Sonar Studios. Yes, and this is a complete guide, updated, for Winds of Fortune. And of course, you've guessed it, it is a pirating game where you can go ahead and rob people, find treasure on different islands, unlock different weapons, even get spells, and just, well, sail around the seas. Now, in this guide, I'll be showing you updated versions on how to get magic and how to level up and all that jazz, because, well, all the other guides are kind of outdated, not, offensive or anything, but lots of things have changed since closed beta. So yeah, oh no, I fell off my ship! Anyhow, first things first, the menu tab. Here in the menu tab, you have your settings, which you can change automatic melee targeting, background music, and all these other graphic things. And it is really useful if you're lagging, which I'd recommend turning global shadows off if you do lag a lot. And crew invites from other players, I just recommend having that on because, well, in a crew, it's better with multiple people than just solely all alone. The crew itself is, well, you can invite other players in your crew and you can work together as a team to complete various quests and get various treasures. Now, rewards are not really split, as some people say, as of this moment. Like delivery quests, you still get the same amount of cash, well, doubloons. Everyone in the crew gets the same amount of doubloons, but nothing is less. Everyone has an equal amount. Now, quests. If you activate a quest mission from a board, which boards look like this, by the way, you can go up to a board and press view board and accept missions for various prizes like doubloons or XP. Which XP plays a major role in the game because, well, that's the system where you level up, and leveling up allows you to unlock different weapons and various islands. The next most important thing is the map. Now, you can always zoom into the map by scrolling on your PC or by clicking on these magnifying glasses in order to see closer, and you have all the islands listed here. Now, different islands have different levels, like this one, for example, is level 42 to 47, which means the recommended level will be, of course, 42 to 47. Now, only 3 islands contain dungeons, which I will get to later, but these dungeons can be found on Snakescale Island, Snakescale Marsh, the Castaways Retreat, and finally, the Moonrise Cove. Next up, you have stats. Now, every time you level up, you will gain 3 available points, which you can use to upgrade any of your, stats here. And they will improve your damage, or stamina, or health, magic, all that stuff. And it's really useful. I recommend doing a lot of melee damage first, since that's something that you will need in the future. But then, as you go on, I recommend doing magic, because that's going to be the main way of attacking things. Like that. Or, magic. Anyhow, next up is the spell book. So once you get enough levels, which I think is 29, you can start getting magic. Magic can be obtained by doing dungeons, or ruins, as the game calls it. Oh, and by the way, if you wanted to know how to get fruits, all you gotta do is take your sword, swing at the tree, and they just fall right off. You can use these fruits to heal up HP when you're low, and they are really useful when times are tough. Anyhow, in order to find the Castaways dungeon, all you gotta do is climb up to the top of the hill, find this little hole area, and then go over here, and you'll find yourself a little cranny on the right. All you gotta do is go through that, and, well, continue over on this way where you can see all these things, and then once you see this small little outpost, you're already there. Now, repairing weapons is really simple. All you gotta do is hold your item, press and hold E or tap to repair, slide it on how much you want to repair it, and always just, press confirm. Alright, so this is a dungeon. This is where you can get magic, But except it's not this dungeon you get magic on. The ones you can get magic on are going to be the Snakescale Marsh on Supreme difficulty and the Moonrise Cove on any difficulty. Doesn't matter what difficulty, you can always get magic. In order to activate one of these dungeons, all you gotta do is go ahead to any of these dealers. They have this coin bag icon, and go ahead and buy yourself a keystone. Now, you can see how it says Castaways, Greater, Supreme. These are the difficulties of, well, the keystone. And in order to activate it, all you gotta do is just use your keystone, press play, and you will be taken to a bunch of rooms that have enemies in them. You just gotta slay them all and do some puzzles, and you'll be greeted with a treasure room, which that's where you'll get magic or just a bunch of chests. And don't worry, all the chests are claimed, so no one else will be able to take them unless you leave the game, or I think it's when you leave them inactive for too long. Next up is achievements. Well, achievements are pretty straightforward. You just gotta complete things like defeat 5,000 undead mobs, and you can always claim your rewards here. And as you can see, I've claimed quite a bit. And yeah, that's basically it for achievements. And then you have titles. Titles are basically cosmetical, and you can always equip them, and there will be a little thing for other players to see above your head, and that's what the title basically has. Next, we have the store, which is a work in progress. There's really nothing in it right now. Alright, next up is Ferry Manager Henry. This guy is a fast travel guy, and you can always fast travel to other places like Hunter's Guild, Barrier Isle, Salt Harbor, or Fisherman's Haven. I'm pretty sure there's some more, but this is all that I know of so far. You can pay this guy some doubloons, and you'll be fast traveled to that location in an instant. And it's very useful if you have to do missions that require you to sail across the entire ocean to, well, claim a quest. Alright, so let's go to something where most people struggle on. Levels. Now, if you hover over or tap and hold on your level thing on the bottom left, you can see how much XP you require before leveling up. Now, I'm level 37, and I require 63,000 XP, which is quite a lot. And it gets kind of annoying as you progress, but, I mean, there's always a way to... Oh, and when you die, you do lose durability on your weapon, but do not worry, you do not lose the weapon because it can't break. Alright, so the first thing I do to get XP is, of course, go to the hunting. Undead hunts. They give the most XP out of all the missions, and sometimes it can give 12,000, but for now it's 8,000. And yeah, you can always go ahead and click on the mission you want to do. For now, I'm gonna do both of these because they're on the same island. And then, well, you complete them, and you will get either some chests or the XP and coins. Alright, so I am very lazy, so I'm gonna go ahead and fast travel to Hunter's Guild, which then I can go ahead and... Oh, we have another sailor here. I'm gonna go quickly, so don't disturb him. Oh, jeez. Okay. Alright, and also, if you do use the map, this is your icon. This shows where you are, and these little skull icons are basically where the hunts take place. The same thing will be replaced with X's if you're doing the delivery missions or treasure chest hunting stuff, but for now, it's skulls because I'm doing the undead hunts. Also, by the way, I recommend using this as a highway-ish kind of thing because it does speed up your boat very, very greatly. And there's only one thing you have to keep in mind. You may have to turn left or right depending on where it blows your boat, because it can sweep your boat away, but there's no, real danger to that besides other players. Speaking of other players, you have this thing on the bottom right. This red sword-like icon. Now, if it's red and, sword, two swords, and it's red and doesn't say anything, that means other players can hurt you. This isn't a good thing, and, I mean, it's not that bad unless you interfere with others because they can rob your stuff. But as long as you're in the two green swords and that say PvE, you're fine. Only entities can hurt you then. Alrighty, so we're nearing our destination. We're going very fast. One more thing I recommend has to do with missions. I recommend you finish all the main quests, like, you know, all the ones in Castaways, because they act like side quests. They give you, like, good things, and, I mean, it's something good to get over with, so you won't have to do it later. Um, but yeah. Okay, I have to make a U-turn, because this thing is super annoying. Alright, so I have made it to the other side, which I'm now going to dock on, so then we can actually show you how the hunts look like. Now, basically, you will have to scavenge the island, and I recommend just following where the skull is, because that is a marker on where the totem is located. And all you gotta do is find this thing right here and activate the hunt. Now, when doing this, be careful and make sure you have your boat nearby, because when you die, it's not going to be that good. Okay, I forgot my keybinds. I'm going to die. Yes. Alright. Whenever you hit an enemy, there is a chance they will stagger. That's basically a stunning mechanism, which they won't be able to move for a good few seconds. And yes, mobs also drop items, so I recommend getting that, because you can always craft with them. Okay, get over here, you spiders. Other stuff. Alright, so clearly I am under leveled for these guys, but for a weapon I highly recommend using great swords because their range is much better than anything else, and they do heavy damage, and their swing rate isn't that bad. Oh gosh, I hate these guys. The guys that shoot things with the guns, it's just super annoying. When you die from them, it's not fun at all. Yep, and I died. you go limp. Okay, so whenever you die in this kind of situation, you always want to select your ship, because if you don't, you're gonna spawn into castaways, and your ship is going to despawn, because that's what happens when you spawn into castaways. And yeah. Oh no, I died again. This is why you should have your ship nearby. I am pretty underleveled for this island, which explains why I keep dying a lot. But most of the time, it's the guys with guns. They tend to, like, when they spawn in a pack, that's when it's most annoying, because, I mean, they should really be nerfed at some point, because they are so hard to kill when they're in groups. And no one wants to spend hours trying to kill something like that. Okay, that was not good. How did I die again? Four to five? I think it's 4 though. And yeah, as you can see, I did indeed level up, and I got a chest. Now, with chest, depending on the chest, you need different keys, and they give different items. Now, I am not going to open this chest because the items in here aren't really that good, but you can sell these chests back at Castaways whenever you want to. Alrighty, moving on to crafting. Now, crafting is relatively simple. You gather materials to craft ingots, if you do have enough, which you can mine at different islands, and then you can craft weapons. Now, different weapons have different levels that you have to achieve before crafting them, but it's relatively easy. Now, here you'll have bandit sigils, beginner's crafting kits, which crafting kits you can always obtain from this guy over here, which all you gotta do is what you have for sale, and look down here, and you'll find all these crafting kits. Now, in order to get materials such as hard leather or spools of silk, you have to kill mobs, and abyssal crystals, you can only obtain them by completing the abyssal challenges and getting the crystals from abyssal chests that are awarded from completing these missions. Now moving on to one of our final topics, magic and leveling up magic. Now, in order to level up magic, you have to find any mob, such as this unlucky chicken, and vanquish it. And there will be a small chance, which this chance will be fixed later in the future because it's a little buggy right now. But there's going to be a small chance where it will drop something called a magic vial. So let's go ahead and vanquish these chickens and try to find ourselves one of these vials so I can actually show you what to do with them. Okay, we're gonna skip the chicken killing thing and we're actually gonna move to an island that I recommend going to for vials. This island is of course Snake Scale Marsh. I chose this one because, well, the amount of mobs that spawn there and the rate of them spawning, like crocodiles and skeletons and all that, I suppose it's better than a lot of other islands, and they're not that hard to kill once you reach the level of getting magic. All you gotta do is weaken them with the sword a bit, but for me, I'm fine at my level, so I don't really have to worry about it too much. Alright, so I do have 3 magic vials in my inventory, and these can be used by going to the spell book. And once you collect enough vials, yes, I know 100 is a lot, but with enough grinding, you'll get to it eventually. But once you have enough, you'll be able to unlock that spell. But the thing is, which is kind of annoying, it deletes all of your vials, and you have to start from scratch all over again to get the next one, and the next one, and the next one. In total, you have to get around 500 vials, which is insane. And if you do drink another magic potion, let's say I wanted to drink this ice potion right here, I would have to redo that all over again. So that's a heads up for people new to magic. You'll have to redo the quests all over again, which is super annoying, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Just note that if you finish off any mob using a sword after you have damaged it with magic, you will not get a vial. It has to be done with pure magic. And yeah, that can be annoying for some, but that's just how it is for now. Also, the lower the durability on your weapon, the lower the damage it does. Well, like, your damage decreases depending on the durability it has remaining. And yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and kill these things. We'll go ahead and group them all together and then strike them at once, like so. Alright, so I did not get a vial from that. This is what I mean by it being very rare. You get one every, I'd say, 15 mobs. That's the rate I get them at, which is, well, yeah, it's trashy, but it's gonna change. Just note that this may be fixed later on, or it may be altered with. None of this is really final as of this moment. Oh, and sometimes magic can be buggy, because right now, as you just saw, it didn't strike him. But I can always finish him off using the blast. Alright, so we did get ourselves a magic vial, which was pretty lucky if I were to say so myself. So let's go ahead and snatch that. And yeah, we'll need 96 more in order to unlock the next spell. And that's basically it for leveling up magic. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this short guide. Well, not really short, but complete guide, almost complete, on Winds of Fortune. And of course, if you want to see more Winds of Fortune content, be sure to subscribe, like, and of course comment down below which one I see next. And in the meantime, I'll be seeing you guys very